Hey, so I thought I should talk about this um, for a couple of reasons, which I'll explain in a moment. So Matt Walsh, if you don't know who Matt Walsh is, he's a political commentator. He has a podcast. He works for the Daily Wire, and he makes YouTube videos. He's, well, at least partially produced a couple documentaries. One is called "What Is a Woman," and the other is called "Am I Racist?" which I'll talk about a bit in this video. The thing is, though, Matt Walsh is not racist. Okay, sorry about that. That was weird. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's the garage door. Now that that's out of the way, like I was talking to my buddy Nick Miller, who's a philosopher. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel. Check him out, Nick Miller. Just Google Nick Miller philosophy on YouTube. His channel will come up. He's pretty great. He's a decent person, and yeah, he's created some really great philosophy. I was talking to him this morning, and we were talking about Matt Walsh. Because I told him about Am I Racist? Because I recently watched Am I Racist on YouTube, which, by the way, or not on YouTube, on Rumble, which everyone should watch, by the way. But not necessarily on Rumble, although that's how I watched it. But it may or may not be free to watch on Rumble, but you didn't hear that from me. Anyway, however, I was talking to, sorry, I'm getting over a cold. I was talking to Nick earlier today about Matt Walsh and about that documentary, and he said that he had seen certain clips of it, and he told me he basically just came to the conclusion that, like, yes, like, you are racist, and that was interesting to me, because here's the thing about Nick. Okay, Nick, I don't know if you're watching, but I'll just pretend you're not. I mean, I would never say like anything really like bad about Nick. I mean, he's a decent person, you know. And his meta theory is pretty awesome. It's fantastic, actually. But so the thing about Nick is, well, he is intelligent, definitely. Like, definitely is. I mean, he created a meta theory of everything. Like, the dude's intelligent. And so, man. And so, you know, I want to make that clear. He definitely is. But, well, I'll tell you one thing, and this is kind of what I suspect, I guess. I could be wrong. Or at least a bit wrong. But he met Jordan Peterson a long time ago, actually. Before Peterson was famous. He met Peterson. And he said he talked to him, and he said, essentially, sorry, gotta blow my nose. Nick essentially concluded that, like, Peterson was just not very intelligent. And, like, he told me, he said, it's kind of funny, he said at the time, he thought, like, there's no way anybody's going to listen to this guy. And then he said, of course, I was obviously wrong. And so it's one thing I like about Nick, is, like, he'll admit when he was wrong, you know. Yeah, like, he's a pretty humble person, I would say, overall. But yeah, so, you know, I enjoy talking to him. I've spoken with him multiple times on the phone, and, you know, we have good conversations, I feel like, and so I think he would definitely tell you the same. But, and also, like, he's also said he doesn't like Jordan Peterson. Like, I think his opinion has changed a bit, because we've talked about Peterson a fair bit. So I think I don't know, I'm not sure, but if you would ask him, he would probably say that he's changed his view a bit on Peterson. Like, because he used to say he hates Jordan Peterson. Like, he made a video called that. He took it down though eventually, probably because, I don't know, he just realized it wasn't really doing any good. I don't know. You'd have to ask him. But I will say he's not a fan of Peterson as of right now. Maybe that'll change. But anyway, he has made some pretty good points. Yeah. So anyway, but as far as Walsh, I say that to say, I think he's a bit biased just when it comes to sort of right-wing or right-leaning political commentators like Matt Walsh, Peterson, Ben Shapiro. Although he said that he likes Ben Shapiro. Although he disagrees with him a lot, he does like Ben Shapiro. And I do too, by the way. But I will say he's more liberal than he is conservative. I mean, yeah. From what I understand, I'm pretty sure. Like, because he said I agree with most of what Ben Shapiro says from what I've heard, which I've watched several videos of him, and he said he disagrees with most of what Ben Shapiro says. So, I'm kind of using that to deduce that he's more left-leaning politically, though he's definitely not woke. Thank God for that. I mean, you don't want a highly intelligent person that's woke. That is not a good thing. So, so it's a good thing he isn't woke. But I do feel like he's biased a bit, at least when it comes to people like Peterson and Matt Walsh and so anyway, but I thought it was interesting because Nick is quite intelligent, I would say, and so. But he's definitely wrong about Matt Walsh when it comes to, and he did say when we were talking today, he said maybe I just have I think the words he used were maybe I'm mistaken about Matt Walsh, and so he did say that. So just make that clear. But yeah, if you watch the documentary, and I told him about it, it's funny. First of all, am I racist? And what is a woman? Although what is a woman is quite concerning, but am I racist? It's mostly just funny. There's some stupid moments too, like the white support group or whatever it was called, where they ended up recognizing him, and that was the whole thing. So stupid. They called the cops. It's like, wow, his very presence makes you feel unsafe. It's like, what a bunch of snowflakes. But anyway, but it's a good documentary. You should watch it. Not gonna tell you on what platform you should watch it, but wink, wink. No, but you should watch it. It's a good watch. It's funny. It's good. It's worth your time, definitely. And so, but, and to people, anyone watching this who thinks yes, he is racist. Okay, well, Matt Walsh. First of all, Matt Walsh is not the most intelligent person. But he's right about most things. I can tell you that. I've watched several of his videos, a lot of his videos, mostly on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of what he posts on Facebook, especially recently. He's right about most things. Now, not everything, obviously. Obviously not. For example, he posted something on Facebook. In fact, I'll show you. Because here's the thing. I made a video about Joe Rogan and him not being a grifter. And this one person thought it was someone going on a tangent, connecting unrelated topics. Yep, we got a Rogan fan. And it's like, I'm actually not a fan of Rogan. I think he's okay. But I'm not a fan of Joe Rogan. That's not accurate. At all. Oh yeah, here you go. But let's see, Facebook here. So I'm not. I would not call myself a fan of Matt Walsh. I like him. I think he's cool. Here we go. See, but just to show you, just to prove it, I do disagree with him on some things. Yeah. See, so he was wrong about this.
Now you can certainly be reminded of things that you haven't thought of in a while.
He's wrong. He's wrong about this. He is wrong. Mostly. He's right a little bit, but he's mostly wrong here. He says the concept of repressed memories is in fact total nonsense. Discredited and debunked decades ago. By whom is what I would want to know. Yet another scam invented by the psychiatric industry. One that has been used to ruin countless lives. And yet, like the chemical imbalance myth and many more examples, the industry still peddles it, and rubes like yourself still eat it up uncritically. Obviously, people can forget things. Sorry. But the repressed memory scam claims that the mind completely buries certain traumatic events, and only a trained psychiatrist professional can magically uncover these buried memories that your unconscious mind is unaware of. There's simply no evidence for this claim. It's been debunked many times over. This was litigated very publicly and openly back in the 80s and 90s. Okay, yeah, so that's when it was litigated publicly and openly. And there are many cases, including some very famous ones, of psychiatrists helping their clients to invent false memories. Now, that's true. That's what generally ends up happening when you go to a therapist searching for your repressed memories. Again, this is all documented. Okay, now I replied, as you can see. Now, this is my other Facebook account, but that's me, if you can tell. That's me. Even says I used to work at Ingalls, which I've talked about, and that's my birthday too. Anyway, just so you know, this is me. Oh yeah, and they gave me a badge for a top fan. That was interesting, but I'll just read my comment. Yes, it's not the case that only a trained psychiatrist/psychologist can help you remember those memories. Yes, false memories are certainly a well-documented phenomena. With that being said, this doesn't mean if a person has some psychological issue, a traumatic memory is at the root of their problem or problems. Repressed memories are absolutely a thing. Unfortunately, therapists/psychologists have essentially blown it out of proportion and done harm as a consequence. And then that was actually my second comment. The first comment was this one, which is, you're a bit wrong here, Matt. Trauma is very real, and maybe he's more than a bit wrong. But anyway. You're a bit wrong here, Matt. Trauma is very real and memories can be repressed. This is true, by the way. I mean, I remember traumatic events in my life when I was a child, when I experimented with psilocybin mushrooms. Or did I say events? Traumatic elements of my life when I was a child, when I experimented with psilocybin mushrooms, for example. Those memories certainly seem to be directly related to my OCD, which I'm currently in the process of curing. I even created my own theory of all mental disorders, which I call my TBP model. Anyway, yeah, some people said some of this is, there's some truth to some of these comments. Sometimes this is true, sometimes. Oh yeah, and this, I don't know why. It's like, okay. But anyway, so there you go, proof. I left that earlier today, before I even thought about making this video. I don't agree with everything Matt Walsh says. I'm not a fan of his, okay? So I have to say that because a somewhat recent video about Joe Rogan. Like, yep, we got a Rogan fan. It's like, guys, I'm not a Joe Rogan fan. Just because I happen to be temperamentally similar to Joe Rogan does not mean that I'm his biggest fan, or a fan at all of him. That's just, it doesn't necessarily mean that. I think he's all right. Rogan's okay. But anyway, so with that being said, Matt Walsh is not a racist. Him stating facts does not equate to racism. It just doesn't, people. Okay, prove me wrong, please. If you think he is racist, okay, why? Tell me your reasoning in the comments. I'm waiting. Now, while I'm live streaming this right now, though, well, chances are, where's my phone? Well, oh, it's over there. I know no one's watching this, so no. But after this gets uploaded, leave a comment. Point me to an example of him being racist, because all I've ever seen from him is him stating facts. Him pointing out that, what is it? I was watching a video not even that long ago, like before this, because he reacted to people making TikTok videos calling him racist, and this is what happens. He reacts to people who say all this crap about him, and he debunks. He takes their arguments and he debunks them. He proves them wrong. That's what he does. Now again, he's not right about everything. Like I will tell you. Like he said one thing in that video, which I'll point out. But first, I'll say his verbal intelligence is not super high. It's pretty good. It's solid usually, but sometimes he'll make, like, for example, he said a mistake is, what did he say? Turning the corner at a grocery store and bumping into somebody. But that's not a mistake. That's an accident. So he said that. And again, this video uploaded about a year ago. What's it called? Well, you can just probably search Matt Walsh reacting to people calling him racist. It'll probably pop up. But yeah, so he was wrong about that. And then he said, what else did he say? He gave another example. He gave another example of an accident, and he said that's a mistake, but it's not true. Like, that's an accident. So he's not right about everything, but just because he was wrong about that doesn't mean that his overall claim was not correct. Like, he was right. He is right in that video. And so, again, he's not racist because he points out, that, what is it? He said it in the video. He's like, over 50% of violent crimes are committed by black people, who make up about 13% of the population in America. Just because he points something like that out doesn't make him racist. He's simply stating a fact. Now I don't know. The video was a year ago, so maybe it's 15% of the population is black now. I don't know. I mean, you could Google search it. Let's see what Google says. What percentage of the population in America is black? Probably like 16. Oh, okay, no. About 13.5 to 14.4. Okay. So anyway. Yeah, but then, let's ChatGPT it, actually. We'll see. Because ChatGPT is never wrong, right? No, but typically it's accurate about these things. So let's see. What percentage of violent crimes in the U.S. are committed by black people? Be honest. Let me show you. Hold on. I'll show you this. Whoops. Here we go. Back to my pictures. Answer this thing about 30. Okay, yeah, 30, 40. Count of arrests for violent crimes. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking what percentage of violent crimes are committed, not arrests. Well, that's still, a big jump. I mean, disproportionate. Yeah, okay, here we go. Murder, 51% of arrests for black. Yeah, so yeah. Oh, well, that's rape. Okay, that's aggravated assault. 2019 adult arrests. Okay, so that's a bit old. No. Okay, I gotta get more specific because ChatGPT is a bit slow sometimes. Really? Like murder and robbery. Okay, so not violent crime overall. Okay, fair enough. What percentage of murders or attacks? Is that right? Committed by black people in 2025. See what it says. It's okay. Maybe that was... See, Matt Walsh, he's not always right about everything in the details. Like, he gets it wrong sometimes. But most of the time, he's right. I'd say 93% of the time, in my estimation, Matt Walsh is right. But definitely not always, Well, okay. That's interesting. Oh. Well, there you go, I guess. How many is a human centered capital? Yeah, I think that's true. Nature wisdom, no price is too high to pay for the project owning yourself. I do like Substack. It's pretty good. Anyway, so with that being said, so it's still disproportionate. Maybe so that video was a bit wrong. It's not 50% or over 50% of violent crimes were committed by black people, but over 50% of murders. I mean, it's what it said. I mean, that was 2019, but can't imagine it's gotten better. Maybe it has. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I can't say. Can't say for sure, but we do have that to go off of. So, if someone states facts, this does not make them racist. Like, it just doesn't. And that's what people say. But people say that about Matt Walsh. Oh, he's racist because he's man. Like, and again, he makes videos. People attack him. People attack him on the internet. They make these TikTok videos that go viral, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you're right." They get 2 million likes, and then he debunks it in like 25 seconds on his YouTube channel, and it's like because the logic just doesn't add up, and so, yeah, it's just a bit sad, honestly, but also like interesting, and really, I mean, what it is it just reflects the overall trend, which I keep mentioning in various places, which is that critical thinking is slowly but surely dying or fading, however you want to describe it. But yeah, so it's really bad. It's not a good thing at all, but it is. I mean, it's slowly but surely dying, and it's really not good. I mean, maybe thank God for Peterson Academy. That's probably helping some slow that down or maybe reverse it, hopefully. But, yeah, so, yeah, I mean, Obviously, the education system is at least partially responsible for that. I certainly think so. I think largely responsible for that fact. But you know, I mean, you can go to the library, buy books, teach yourself how to write, learn how to think, learn basics of logic. Again, read books. Like, you can do that, and you should. I've started doing it recently. It's been pretty great. Reading books is good. It's I think it's fun usually, but and writing is good too. After all, the word is the basis of reality itself. So it's a good idea to become skilled with them. So arm yourself with words. Arm yourself with knowledge. Arm yourself with understanding, with wisdom. It's important. So learn how to think critically so you don't end up like one of those people on TikTok saying Matt Walsh is so racist and making arguments that can be dismantled in literally seconds by anyone who knows the basics of logic. So all right, that's pretty decent. So